YouTube user Esther, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Esther24, asked me in a comment if I would do a walk around of the garden that we have, and so that's what I'm doing. It is hot out today, folks. Here it is 98 degrees with a heat index of 100 to 105, and the humidity is so intense you could slice it with a knife. I'd much rather be inside where it's air conditioned. And speaking of, ye old Carrier window air conditioner is doing a bang-up job today, doing very well. Hasn't missed a beat. In fact, ever since I cleaned it and put that new capacitor in, it's been working amazingly well. You can kind of see the haze over there, at least it's apparent on the viewfinder in the camera. But suffice it to say, it's probably on the border of being dangerously hot out here, and I hope all of you are doing well and staying cool, as opposed to being a fool like myself and walking around in the garden. Here's our little helper bee. And there's a wasp. I think I just peed him off. Oh well. Got some ornamental flowers here on the end. Got some little baby cherry tomatoes in there. Got some bigger tomatoes in here. I don't know if the bigger tomatoes are supposed to be there or not. There's a couple of them. Most of them are still green, but there's a couple of them have turned color and been harvested. And my camera lens is fogging up on me again. That's just how humid it is. I even let it sit out here and adjust, so I gotta clean it off. Okay, that's definitely better. There's more tomatoes in there. Tomatoes. We have some herbs here. I don't know what herbs we have exactly. Too bad my mother's not out here. Tomato plant. Let's see, the lettuce is somewhere in there with the herbs. We didn't even plant the lettuce. And the peppers are back there too. Funny thing is, the lettuce just showed up. A couple more ornamental flowers out here. More little tomatoes in there. Some things are suffering from the heat. This stuff right here is a little brown. Not doing too well. But the very most of it, we've had quite a crop so far. A couple things have been ready to harvest. Lots of tomatoes though. Lots and lots of tomatoes. Of course, this thing attracts a lot of butterflies. The butterflies are always pretty. We've had a hummingbird or two in it. And wasps. Don't like those. New this year, we have a garden over here. We actually made a garden over here. This one, I've got pumpkins growing over here. And popcorn. That's what these are. And I don't know, I think the popcorn's going to be kind of late. Not sure when exactly you're supposed to harvest it, but it really hasn't gotten very far. It's got pesky little ants on it. I don't think those are supposed to be there either. But the popcorn's definitely coming along. Be interesting to see how much better that is than, say, store-bought popcorn kernels, if there's a difference at all. But this is mostly pumpkin vine, and I thought there's a bag of bug. How many of you have those nasty little Japanese beetle things? Those things are awful, and they have just been piling up. I think we've been emptying that bag once a day. It's making a difference though. There's not as many of them flying around, and they're not really eating our leaves too badly. There's a couple of them been eaten on in the garden, but for the most part everything's okay. That actually looks like a squash down there, but I'm pretty sure it's all pumpkin vine all the way through here. Certainly the blooms look like pumpkin blooms. Got some sunflowers, although they've pretty much done their thing. They're pretty to look at though, and if you get there in time before all the birds do, get the sunflower seeds out of them. Those are always a nice treat. Anyway, that's a walk around to the garden. Pretty much everything I can say to think about it. I got a helper farmer there, as you can see, riding his John Deere tractor when the wind blows, which it's not doing today. It is just mind-numbingly hot out here. Unbelievable. But there you have it. A walk around of the garden.